Hello, Sagittarius. I hope that you are all doing well. We are here with a reading that's going to be about what you need to know for September. So it can have things like main themes that you're going to be working through or working with, if anything's happening, anything that you need the heads up about, anything that would be helpful for you to know that's going to be upcoming. All right, we are starting off with the Chariot, and I am also seeing the Ace of Wands. What this looks like is that there has been stuff that you've been having to move through, and it may have been like a process. When the Chariot comes out, because the Chariot moves in a way that's not direct, there can be sort of like, this is happening and I need to go this way, and then this is happening and I need to tend to that over there, make this approach, and then I have to pivot over here. It's kind of like that way that you work through something. Chariot can be you seeing like, wow, this is actually working, this strategy, and I am being strategic with the way that I'm working through something. I'm seeing that this is really allowing for success here, and you can feel like something is really picking up speed, like something is working. If you've been trying to mobilize something, if you've been trying to figure this out, you'll see that the moves that you've been making are successful ones. And this also looks too like that success lends it to getting closer to an opportunity presenting itself to you, because I'm seeing the Ace of Wands here. Ace of Wands is about something that you look at and there's a lot of potential that can be behind that door if you end up going through it. Like, finally, now I have the opportunity to water this, or now this is presenting itself to me, and there's a lot of hope for that. Maybe at a time when you've been struggling, feels like this can help get you out of a position that you may not have been feeling was the most ideal. This does seem like a new chapter that you would have wanted. Why is the Five of Pentacles here? Five of Pentacles can be you healing something or just working within some type of challenging circumstance or something that's going on that maybe doesn't have you feeling at your utmost or at your best. You can just feel like you're not like in your prime in this moment. With the Five of Pentacles, it can be like something going on physically with your body. This can be something going on with your resources, your pockets. It can be something going on with your energy, with your focus, with your time, with your creativity. It could be some type of block that you're experiencing. Just feeling like I'm not in the best shape, or this situation or this environment is not the most ideal for me. Nonetheless, I'm seeing there be this gazing towards the manifestation of a new cycle, a new chapter. And also too, having Ace of Wands and then also having Ace of Pentacles, it does show that a new chapter is unfolding. For some of you, 2 new chapters that are unfolding. This Ace of Pentacles, it looks very much like you're working towards something that you want. See how this Five of Pentacles is looking at this Ace of Pentacles? It feels like there's something that you are struggling with, and now you're venturing over into a new chapter that will feel very different from where you were. So circumstances are about to get so much better, and it feels like this was very much something that you wanted to happen. Seeing 9 of Cups here, like you could have wished for this new chapter to begin, and here it is presenting itself to you. It almost feels like this is coming about, or this is presenting itself to you, or like being offered to you because of the work that you put in. Okay, I'm also seeing like a change of luck. If stuff was going on that felt like it was beyond your control, seeing Wheel of Fortune here, it's like, this isn't just you doing nothing. Chariot shows that you have actively been trying to problem solve. Wheel of Fortune shows that you're going to see that it starts working. So if you were like, why am I not making any progress? Why is something not moving? Or like, is all of this for nothing? Is this strategy even effective? You'll see that it is, because Wheel of Fortune will be things shift, and then you'll see like opportunities start coming up, or like things growing, things moving, stuff that wasn't happening before. So definitely a lucky turn of events. It'll feel like Jupiter finally blessing you. Yeah. I'm seeing Cancer and I'm seeing Aquarius and Jupiter. Okay. It looks like there's going to be an opportunity that presents itself to you. Because it is an ace, it means that you get to decide whether you want this or not. It's presenting itself to you and it's your choice ultimately. It's connected with a star. So this can feel like something very fated presents itself to you. And it can come at a time when you feel like you kind of needed this. Yeah, with the star, I'm seeing 6 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. I do get the feeling of this being quite significant. I'm also seeing you doing things where it feels like you're making moves to honor yourself, to follow your dreams. There can be something with healing that you're pursuing, or there can be something with a dream of yours or your purpose that you're pursuing, or just like the path that you feel like is the right place for you to be going, or what you're supposed to be doing. Like your dharma can be connected with this. Whatever this is, this feels like hopes or dreams or idealisms that you've been looking at, that you've been going in the direction of, and you are going to see something very much confirm that. Like, look, because you're in alignment, this thing is now presenting itself to you on the path, and it will feel very much like, I get this feeling like a change where you could have felt like things weren't presenting themselves to you, or there wasn't anything really growing, or you were looking for something to like help things get moving and that wasn't happening before. It feels like now is the time where that can be ushered in. It's like there was a gate down before something and nothing could sort of come into the arena with you, and you had to do like a lot of things. It feels like, so in a car, there's like steering that happens automatically, but then sometimes when like the power steering goes, you have to like manually steer. I feel like you were having to manually steer something, but now it's going to be like that like power steering coming back, and it feels like moves are just going to be so much more smooth than they had been before. Like everything's so much easier. I feel like you've been going through it in some sense, but that is about to be changing. Yeah, okay. Based off of what you've been going through, you could have felt like circumstances were really limiting you in a way that you did not like. Regardless of what, it can be body, it can be finances, it can be some type of illness that you were working through, something going on energetically, something with the environment that you're in, something that was making things harder to get things done, just to do your normal stuff. And then also too, having 4 of Cups here, you could have been feeling 4 of Cups is almost like, I kind of have to check out to be able to deal with this, or I'm just like not feeling in the mood based off of everything that I've been going through, where yeah, you could just feel put out by what's been going on. There can be a part of you that felt like you were really like rejecting what was happening, but it was almost like maybe you couldn't do anything about it. Could have also been fear. You could have been worried about something, you could have been scared about something, and you could have felt like disconnected because of it. Like, where is my help right now, or where is my support, or where is my guidance, or like where is my luck right now? You could have felt disconnected from that. Like, you know how things just tend to work out? You could have felt like something was happening where that, like, something wasn't working. And I get to being in a vibe where it felt like being in this type of circumstance, could have looked at that and been like, I reject this circumstance, but then like had to be in that and had to be working in that. But it really could have just put you into this space or put you into a mentality that felt like I don't know if I can like take more than this. It's almost what this is feeling like. Could have felt very limited in your movement. Okay, so this next chapter that's happening, there's an adjustment that's going to have to be made from sort of not inviting anything else in to... I get this feeling with the Four of Cups. Four of Cups can be like, I'm just in a bad mood right now, or I'm not feeling good about things right now, or everything that's been presenting itself to me, I've been feeling like no about, or I don't want it. There's this like denial that's been happening of like, why is the universe even presenting me with this? I don't want this, or like, I don't want to be in this position right now. You can know, like, if I zoom out, I know that this is happening like for my benefit, but there could have been a feeling of this is too much, or this is like really bad, or I'm really struggling with this, and I'm struggling to even accept being in this position or be going through this. I don't want to have to deal with this type of thing. And again, like from a zoomed out perspective, you can look at it and be like, I must have, like, this must be helping me for some reason in some way, but it could have felt like it was so extreme, the situation that you were in, that you could have felt almost like turned off to things because of that. This new chapter, this next chapter that's starting, there's going to be an adjustment out of that, but it does feel like it's gradual. It doesn't feel like you go from being like, to then like having your arms wide open. This feels like a gradual adjustment that's being made from, I was really worried about this, or I was really not doing well, or I didn't know what was going to happen, or these were some very severe extreme circumstances, to then gradually coming out of that. So yeah, it will be gradual, so just be realistic with that expectation. You're not going to go from this to this. It's going to be more like you've been all the way over here. Now, in order to get here, it's going to be like a gradual movement. But then I'm seeing the Nine of Cups. So you go from Five of Pentacles, which is feeling like I don't even have what I need here, to Nine of Cups being like your cups flowing over. And that is the transition that's being made here. Keep making moves like you've been making. You're going to see that doors start opening in a way that they hadn't been before. And yeah, you could have been feeling worried about that just because of what was going on. Some of you were like, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this. Yeah, slow and steady. Okay, what I'm also seeing here too is that it looks like you got put at ground zero and you've been having to work your way back up. This feels like you're sort of in an arena where it's basically about, it's like an earth arena that you're in, where when we talk about like fire, it can be things happening very quickly. I want it to happen very quickly, rapidly, you know, passion and results. Having things happen in this way, it feels like you're forced into a cycle right now, or playing out a cycle right now, where all of the moves that you're making are these, it's like a slow approach to things, but it doesn't feel like your choice. It feels like you have been put into a cycle where you're given like the bare minimum to work with, and it's a very slow crawl, making progress and getting out of that. I am seeing you make progress, but this feels like one of those times where you learn about like grit. It feels very Saturn themed to me. You have to be consistent, you have to be disciplined, you have to be down for something taking time, because you're not seeing like instant results happening. So you have to be consistent, hardworking, doing things properly, doing things the right way, no cutting corners, and it just feels like not being allowed to. And I get you even feeling like, did things have to be this extreme? Like maybe I could have learned in a different environment, but it feels like you got put into some type of extreme situation where it just may not have felt ideal, and it may be like a slow crawl getting out of that. And it could have been a shift that happened like actually pretty fast in the grand scheme of things. And it could have even put you into a place where it put some type of like fear in you or anxiety in you about limitations. Like maybe it reminded you of that, of certain limitations that maybe you weren't experiencing before. So it does feel like just reminding you of something like that could have felt like, this isn't the type of stuff that I want to be focusing my energy on, because it's not something lofty. This feels like something very 3D that you're forced to work with, that you can feel is like grunt work of being a human. That's what this feels like. And it could have had you feeling out of touch with like your more lofty side of things, like your bigger dreams and goals and aspirations, and the stuff that feels fancy in that way to you, or just lofty in that way to you, of like having no limitations while you've been in this position of limitation. But I'm also seeing you work with yourself while you've been in a position that has not felt ideal. You felt very limited, but now I'm seeing you're coming out of that. So you're going from 4 of Cups, which is nothing that's being offered to me is resonating with me. I want to turn away from it. I don't want it. To then 9 of Cups, of being like, oh yeah, I'm enjoying things. This is good. This is how I like things to be. And basically that's why you're doing everything that you're doing. That's what this strategy that you're doing, these moves that you're making, this is where it's going to take you. From a position that you don't like and you don't want to be in, to one that you love and one that you're very happy to be within. And this can also be a time too where like even the smallest gratitudes are something that you're thinking about and something that you're reminded of, you know, like really being grateful for even the tiny stuff, you know, like your ability to like watch this video right now, and like to have the advice, the device that you're like watching this on, you know, it can be just stuff that feels very simple that we can tend to overlook, that really brought you back to the basics in this way, or like the stuff that is going right. And not that you weren't counting those things before or not grateful for those things before, but I do feel like you got put into some type of position where there was like a very extreme limitation that was put on you. That's what this 5 of Pentacles is feeling like. And it could have just felt like, this is not, like I'm suffering and this is not the type of life that I want to be living, or this isn't how I want things to go. But I'm seeing things are just going to get better from here. So this does feel like a validation that things have been like really, really challenging, really, really difficult. And it feels too like there are changes that are happening. There's like, so I guess like karmic things that it's ready for those things to be taking place. I don't know if karmic is really the right word to be using. It's just that now certain things are meant to be taking place. Having Ace of Wands shows that there's growth and there's potential for growth. 4 of Cups is you being like, things have been so hard and things haven't been working out, so now I even feel dubious about the stuff that's presenting itself to me. Like, what if this is just like another trap? It kind of feels like that. But I'm seeing your guides saying like, no, these are really new chapters that are opening. There's growth to be had within it. You're not going to feel those blockages that you were feeling before. And some of you too, like you're working with that mentality of limitations, you know, things about self-trust, trusting the universe, working with the positions that you've been put in, and yeah, those types of things. Good changes happening, possibilities appearing that were not there before, doors opening that were not there before, you sort of adjusting to this. Like before, nothing was available, now things are becoming available. This being a new chapter, and it's going to be a very gradual one. Again, just to like make sure that I'm giving a realistic reflection of this. This isn't like it's all the way like this and then it's going to be all the way like that. This is going to be like you've been in a really tough spot and you're gradually moving out of that, and it's going to be slow. You're going to have to like be showing up every day, but you will see that things end up like really paying off for you. And it feels like there's a lot that you're learning, like having to go through the extremes of a process of being in like a really challenging position to then working your way to being in the most ideal position, which I'm seeing that's where you're going with the 9 of Cups. You will see that that's what ends up happening, but you're going to have to stick with this in order to see it through. And you will feel very, very pleased with the results. So that's why you're being encouraged. Don't be discouraged just because something takes time. It will take time. It's going to take time. This is also about you not giving up on something, because your patience are really being tested through this. But if you stick with it, you will see what happens, and it will be something that you feel very happy with. Like basically, you do this and you put in like what's being requested of you, required of you, and you will get all the benefits and more from this, from all, like you will be repaid essentially for all the work that you're putting in. It feels too like it hasn't been the easiest to be consistent and to be proactive and to be productive and to be resourceful, and you've really like not been given much to work with, but still I'm seeing you show up and doing the thing, and you're going to see that things are going to get easier and that things are going to lead to, I think, like a better place than you could have even imagined they would with 9 of Cups. So you will be very happy with what ends up happening if you stick with this. All right. It feels like don't take your eyes off of this. Like things are working the way that you're doing, so you have to keep doing it, but it feels like there's a constant like analysis of them. It's what I can liken this to is it's not like a straight path that you're on or a straight road. You're going on a path where you get to a crossroads and then you have to figure out like which road to go down, and then you're driving on that for a little bit, and then there are 3 lanes and you have to figure out where to go, and then like a right and a left turn and you have to figure out where to go. It feels like that constantly happening. Like you constantly have to be present, you constantly have to be checking in, you may have to constantly be adjusting to listening to yourself, like realistically, intuitively, all of those spaces, continuing to put in the work. I think too that like when you are put into these limiting circumstances, you're also learning a lot about yourself through that too, and like what's going on within your psyche. And also the things that may get in the way of what you want and how you participate in those things being worked out. It looks too like in September you're going to have more support than you were having before. And that being a thing. You know what else that I'm seeing? I wonder if for some of you, like what you were going through, there could have been anxiety like about the future and where things were going. But also too, what I'm seeing is that it feels like there may not have been a recognition that there wasn't a moment where you didn't have what you needed. And so there may be like a different understanding that you have of what like abundance means to you, or what having what you need means to you. So I wonder too if that's also something that is going on as well. like your relationship with that, of what that means. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.